Hey, and welcome to Neverwinter with Aragon. So Module 32 is here, the Soul Collector. This brings with it a ton of new content, including a new campaign, a new adventure zone tied to that, a new battle pass back to the usual format. There's also a new lockbox available, although I wouldn't open it right now. Wait for a bug fix. There's a bunch of new Zen Market sales, along with a 30% off everything. We have the new trial available, the Soul Harvest, and there's a ton of new gear to be obtained. So let's begin with the new campaign and how to actually unlock the new area. You will go to Sergeant Knox here and grab the quest Tyrannosaurus on Fire. You speak to Xuna here and you head to Thay the Bazaar. You load up this map, which seems to be under attack, or has been. You can make your way past the guys fighting. Don't run into Tene just here, and jump through the flames. Follow your sparkly line as you go to escape. At this point, you will have to kill some of those red wizards. You probably have to kill them in time before Tene comes, but I'm just going to run to the bridge. You at least unlock the respawn point, but you can't go any further, and Tene's not stopping. A little bit of a flaw within their initial quest line. I go back to finish off these 3 red wizards, but they are completely immune to damage. I lead them over here and I can again kill them. Once that's done, I need to head to the gate. But there's also no way to interact with the gate. I went back over the bridge and then I got the cutscene, which you're supposed to get. And now I should be able to go and beat up those 2 bosses by entering the area. So simply have to kill these 2. With those 2 defeated, we can leave through the gateway. I have seen people running into issues where you can't interact with that gateway because you're stuck in combat. Again, you can probably just lose aggro by running down the bridge and coming back. But that's it. You unlock the Doom Vault Remains zone. And here you can proceed on your storyline quests, just speaking to the NPCs around, talking back to Xuna, getting our first campaign currency, and you can get the next quest from her. You can follow that and continue on. And the first thing you will obtain after doing a few quests will be the new weapons, which you can see in the collections just here. That can be upgraded all the way to Celestial. You can get them to Legendary just by doing quests and activities in the zone. So you can have a look how good those stats boosts are for you versus some other ones you may have. And then in order to get them to Mythic, you're going to have to do the advanced version of the new trial here. And to get to Celestial, you're going to need to do Master, obtaining the currency from those runs. I haven't looked at exactly how many runs you will need though. However, to unlock the trial, we of course need to make some campaign progress. We need to get to 200 points, the second milestone. We can do so already if you want to by paying some Zen. You go to the pack section here and you could purchase the Soul Collector's Head Start Pack. 1050 Zen because we have a 30% discount right now. I will go ahead and do so just to show that the trial does unlock, but just be aware the trial is pretty challenging. Even on advanced, many of you are going to struggle. We can see we haven't unlocked it just yet because we still need to actually claim those 2 rewards here. And once we've done so, we can now enter the trial. Advanced and Master on private queue. My tank build does not have 115,000. Private queue is always 5,000 less requirement. Looking at the other items on the store here, you can see that they are advertising the new Lockbox, where they have a new key bundle. You can get 20 for over 1,500 Zen. I don't recommend doing so, even though you get some campaign currency. It's not worth it. Better off just having VIP and collecting your daily key every day. But if you do want to open that lockbox, you can kill enemies. It will drop on the ground, but you can also purchase it here. Again, you need a key to open these, but I would not do so right now because the end reward is supposedly bugged that you do not obtain it after you open 250. By all means, open the box if you're not planning to open 250, but yes, be prepared. If you do get to 250 like this guy, you don't receive that choice pack. So you'll probably have to contact support and hope for a fix. So I will just not open the lockbox and wait. But it does have those new combat enchantments. And those enchantments can be really powerful. They give their details in the blog post here, and they've changed the healer enchantment, so it doesn't need to be single target heals anymore, but you will increase your allies' damage by 5% and their incoming healing by 6%. In terms of DPS, it's kind of optional because the total amount of combat advantage and crit severity is in a party going to add up to the same what you would get from the lightning flash. So it's just like an alternative. Same amount of stats, just different stats. And as for tank, yeah, this is pretty much the best you can have. I would say it's generally better than Fortified Nature, other than maybe in a mob fight when you're getting actually hit a lot and you get these stacks really quick, and then also deflect is useful. But yeah, here just the flat boost to your maximum hit points by 15% is huge, and you still get the damage reduction as like the other defense combat enchantments here. And then you have that 30% chance to reduce your target's outgoing damage by 4.5%, stacking 3 times. That's simply better than the flash freeze, which only has a 20% chance to trigger. So yeah, those combat enchantments, those new ones, are really good. And it's nice you get a choice pack if you do manage to drop it here. The chance is 1 in 250 like normal. The same with the new mount. And the new mount's pretty good too, although for instantaneous damage, he may not be your ideal choice. Like if you don't have the full duration of the artifact call, then he's not going to be that good, but he still has over 3000 magnitude, which is better than those other 3000 magnitude mounts you would normally use. He's also pretty special because he can use Gladiator's Guile as an insignia bonus, which is the first of its kind on a 4-slot mount. And that movement speed will help a lot in the new trial. The amount of moving you have to do, particularly as a tank and a healer. So there is a lot of appeal to this lockbox, and I do plan to open it, but once they fix this choice pack to actually drop. I don't want to deal with that mess. I have more than enough keys after just collecting them from VIP over the past year. The enchants are also bound when you obtain them, so nobody can sell them. And keep in mind, they do have 7,000 item level at Celestia, unlike these. So they are ever so slightly better, but I wouldn't say they're an exact must-have versus alternatives that you may already use. Again, the Z Market has 30% off everything, so if you were going to buy anything here, now would be the time to do so. And in the campaigns tab, I believe what they have new is the Pirate Skyhold buyout. And you can also get here the Premium Pass for the new Battle Pass. It also displays all of the rewards you can expect to obtain if you manage to get all the XP for it. I personally am not going to go for this Battle Pass. Yes, it has a new companion, but it doesn't look amazing. I would sure love to actually test it out before having to obtain it. So for now, I will just wait and hopefully be able to get him on the preview test server to be able to test him. But the rest of the rewards on the Battle Pass, yeah, not overly needed. There's no like artifact sets, artifacts, or any other unique items. Just kind of catch up stuff. In packs here, there's also the new Thayan Survivor pack, which does have this belt item to boost the amount of campaign currency you're getting in the zone by 15% as normal. And that would be kind of the sole reason you'd buy this pack. But yeah, that's about it for the Zen Market. And ultimately, Module 32 brings that new campaign. A bunch of stuff you can do, a bunch of gear you can obtain. If you're a newer player, there's lots of ways to catch up now in terms of item level. And you can check collections as well for the drops that you can get from the Master Trial, from the Advanced Trial. Unfortunately, however, a lot of the gear is pretty meh, but you'll kind of still want to do the trial just for your artifact weapons if you're planning on upgrading them. Because on Celestial, yeah, they are kind of the best weapons to have. It may depend on your class a little bit, but they're gonna have like damage bonus and then over 13% stats with all that item level. I may make a more comprehensive video looking at the different weapon options, but it's very likely on a lot of classes these will be best in slot. But it's quite the grind to get them upgraded, so expect to use something else. And the lower versions are not so good. They don't have that big a damage boost, they don't have that many stats and things like that. In terms of healers and tanks, these are kind of not great. You still ideally want to support the team, use masterwork weapons. Or if you want your own personal extra damage reduction or healing, then you would use Void Touched. My Shining Bark Shield's a bit overly glowy in this new zone. But that's it for this one. A special thank you to all these channel members for your extra support. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys around. And yes, you can of course reduce the glow if you turn off post-processing. And you can see it looks like this now. You can of course increase the graphics again outside of the sliders and just not turn on post-processing, because that's the main one that's going to lead you to having all that shining bloom effect.